morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Shaniqua, live with your Sunday news round. Coming up today, why Taylor Swift is hitting the big screen and an otter with hoop skills. It's a nice fun one today, I think. First this morning, India has launched its first mission to the sun just days after the country made history by becoming the first to land near the moon's south pole. The rocket lifted off from its launch pad in the east of the country on Saturday to start its journey of observation. The mission's goal is to study solar flares, solar storms, and how they impact Earth. India's space agency says it will travel over 900,000 miles from Earth and take 4 months to get there. Wow! Right, football next, and it's been another record-breaking transfer window with Premier League clubs splashing more than £2 billion on players. The window, which is when teams can buy and sell players, closed on Friday night with clubs spending £255 million on deadline day alone, double what they spent on the final day last year. Right, from football to rugby, and it's just a week until the 2023 Rugby World Cup kicks off. All the home nations are taking part, so here's everything that you need to know. It's the biggest tournament in rugby union and one of the biggest sporting events in the world, the Rugby World Cup. And this time it takes place in cities across France. Each of the 4 home nations are in action, but what are their chances of being crowned champion? Starting with Ireland, who are in the best position going into the tournament. They're the top-ranked team in the world at the moment, but haven't really had much luck in the World Cup, only ever getting as far as the quarterfinals. Next up, Scotland. So they'll be confident based on recent improvements they've made as a team. They've gone a step further than Ireland in the Cup, but that was a whole 32 years ago. So England are the only hope nation and team in the Northern Hemisphere to win the World Cup, and that was 20 years ago. But they've had a poor year, and they'll be hoping for big improvements. Last up, Wales. So they've struggled over recent years, but have reached the semi-finals 3 times before, including in the last tournament. So they'll be hoping they've got their preparation right to not only take them to the final for the first time, but also to lift the trophy. Speaking of the trophy, here it is. The Webb Ellis Cup, shiny I know. It will be lifted by the winning team in the final on Saturday the 28th of October at Stade de France, Saint-Denis. Now, of course, it's far from guaranteed to go to one of the home nations. There are another 16 countries who want to get their hands on it too. No, get away. Gotta wait till the final. Right, from sport to showbiz next, and it's great news for the Swifties out there because Taylor Swift has announced that her concert will be shown in cinemas. The superstar is currently on her Eras tour, and to help fans who couldn't get tickets to the show, she's planning to release a concert film. So the film will show first in cinemas in the US, but there's no news yet on when it will be released in the UK. She says dressing up will still be part of the fun, so it won't be a cruel summer, and you can get ready to shake it off, shake it off. Right, next is some of the week's most unusual stories.
First up, this one is just completely quackers. What do you expect to find in a sewer pipe? Poo and wee, really, but not a duck. Engineers were surprised to find this duck taking a wander around its sewage system. It took a good look at their camera before waddling off into the darkness. Don't worry, they made sure it got out all right. Next up, who fancies some running? But this has a little twist to it. Running whilst carrying your wife. Yep, this is really a thing in Hungary, where you carry your wife through water ditches and over hell bales in order to win the race. I'll tell you something, I wouldn't want to be hanging upside down going through that. Lastly, who likes wrestling? Well, here you go, but hang on. You have to do it in gravy and fancy dress. Well, sort of. This annual event for charity sees people trying their wrestling moves in a pool of gravy. People who took part said that it was very slippy, but so much fun as thousands of people stood and cheered them on.
Thanks for that, DG. Okay, finally, here's something very different on a Sunday. Yep, you're looking at an otter playing basketball. This is Juno, who lives in Oregon Zoo in the US, and she's busy shooting some hoops after keepers taught the 9-year-old how to play to help to keep her joints moving as she gets older. She'd be great in the Otter Olympics. Right, that's all from me today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.